Hello, Trev here. I am just making a little video about voting. So tomorrow we have some local elections, and I know a lot of you watching this will know this already. You've got your plan, who you're going to vote for, or maybe you're not interested in politics, you're not interested in casting a vote. So I just wanted to share my thoughts on it, maybe to help some of you think a little bit differently if you're maybe not knowing who to vote for, or if you are thinking of not voting. So first of all, I looked online briefly, just searching for local elections, because you might not know what local elections are happening. If you go to the Electoral Commission website and then just put in your address, it'll tell you what elections are going. So for me, in Oxford, in East Oxford, so Thursday the 2nd of May 2024, we've got the Police and Crime Commissioner for Thames Valley, and we've got Oxford local elections for Rosehill and Iffley. So I've got 2 votes. It also tells me where I can vote, which is very useful, and the opening times, which are 7 a.m. to 10 p.m, which most places are sort of similar to that. It doesn't mention about ID, but I do remember something that sort of new voting is quite strict about taking a form of ID. Hopefully people have got ID like a passport, driving licence, birth certificate, those sorts of things. If you don't have that, then do look online and see how you can vote otherwise. So if I just look up and go onto the website, you can see who the candidates are. So there's a list of candidates. Police and Crime Commissioner for Thames Valley candidates. I've got Matthew Barber from Conservative and Unionist Party, Tim Bearder from Liberal Democrats, Russell Douglas Fowler, who's an independent, Ben Holland Crother, more police officers for Thames Valley. So I'm not sure if that's a group, and Tim Starkey, Labour and Cooperative Party. So there are some slightly different ones. Wasn't really expecting there. I do know 1 or 2 of these sort of candidates, so obviously you might have a kind of an idea of who you want to vote for based on knowing them. If they're in your community, hopefully you have met some of these people. You might kind of believe in what they're doing, or it might be that they are aligned with a party that you agree with the philosophies of. You might also have a strong opinion against someone, so you might kind of think, well, I'm definitely not going to vote in someone's favour, for example. Let's just have a look at the other, the Oxford local elections. So now we've got a few candidates. So you'll have a vote on both of those if you've got 2 different sort of local elections. Oxford local election candidates, Dave Henwood, Independent, Oxford Alliance, Jennifer Jane Jackson, Conservative and Unionist Party, Catherine Rebecca Norman, Liberal Democrat, Michelle Valerie Ann Paul, Labour Party, Ruben Simwogari, Trade Unionist and Socialist Coalition, and Heather Stalwart, Green Party. So again, I don't think I know any of those, or I know 1 or 2 of the names. So I might be inclined maybe for one of them to vote for someone that I know and respect, obviously, or someone that I like. And then the other one, maybe I don't know any of them, so I'm voting in line with a party. I was talking to a couple of people about if you don't want to vote for any of them, right? And you are politically minded, but you think, actually, I don't agree with any of their values. You can spoil your ballot paper. So it's a bit of a controversial thing. Some people will be very against this, but I think from my perspective, it's better than not voting at all. To actually spoil your ballot shows that you can make the effort to go out to vote, but you don't think any of them represent you in the way that you want, which does bring to mind other things, like why aren't there people standing who represent what you believe, for example. But I do think it is a valid option of voting. It's better than, in my opinion, better than not voting. On this website, it does kind of link you with, another website, who can I vote for? So actually, if I go to who can I vote for, it's got the list of all the candidates, and each one of them I can click on, I don't know, Catherine Rebecca Norman, who's Liberal Democrats, and it's got a picture and it says some things, got a full statement. It's got her kind of email address, her Twitter account, and her Facebook and such like. So I could research the candidates. You're probably not going to do that if you're going to sort of vote tomorrow, but you could spend a bit of time looking at the candidates just to see their kind of the summary of what they stand for. In Oxford, there's a few sort of controversial sort of topics, like the LTNs have been a bit divisive. So we've got independent candidates who are very kind of pro taking away the LTNs, but perhaps I don't know much else about. So if I vote for them, it might be a case of like, well, I'm actually voting for one issue, for example, and a lot of issues are kind of a bit double-sided anyway. So like with LTNs, I can see the pros and I can see the cons. I had a student the other day, got stuck in traffic for half an hour coming to lesson. Normally comes on Zoom, but he had an exam, so he was coming and he got stuck for half an hour. He was half an hour late. Did give him the lesson, and Dad very apologetic, but it was due to this sort of traffic stuff. Maybe that's LTNs, maybe it's not. I can see that I ride my bike to work. I'm very lucky to be able to ride my bike to work. So I can see that there's less traffic on the routes that I take. So I can kind of see both sides. So politics is always a little bit like that. So it might be a case of like you have a clear vision of which party you want to vote for or which person you want to vote for. But it might be a case of not really knowing. But the main point of this video is to encourage people to actually vote. So actually go and have a voice, and if you really can't decide who you're going to vote for and still want to vote, feel that you are politically engaged but not have anyone to vote for, then you can spoil your ballot paper, and it will still be a record. You know, just supposing there was like 1,000 people in a village or whatever, and sort of 900 of them came to vote but spoilt the vote and didn't vote for anyone. That would be quite a clear message that, you know, there is an engaged populace that want to vote for something but can't. Sadly, most people don't vote, I think. I don't know the statistic, but I would say that it's more likely that people don't vote. So if you're on the sway, then yeah, spoil your ballot. No, I'll be told off for saying that. Vote for something you believe in, and I'm not going to tell you which one to vote for because it's your personal choice. But yeah, go out and vote tomorrow if you've got elections. Most people have in England, I think. And yeah, see you soon. Bye-bye.